The President of the United States may be the most powerful man on the planet, but even the most powerful people can't escape the need to travel. And when the President travels somewhere, we all know he doesn't hop in the family station wagon. When he's not flying in Air Force One or Marine One, he's in a rather impressive motorcade. Sure, we know the limo is bulletproof, and there are a ton of Secret Service agents around, but we bet there are some fascinating things about the motorcade you didn't know. So, let's unravel the mind-blowing facts about the U.S. presidential limo. What's inside the beast? Around $50 million is spent annually on the U.S. president's travel arrangements. At first glance, it may seem like this is just a ludicrously expensive parade of shiny cars, but the presidential motorcade isn't a luxury car show. The crown jewel of this convoy is the Presidential Limousine, famously nicknamed the Beast. It's the latest evolution of a tradition in presidential protection that's been around for years. While the current $1.5 million steel-armored juggernaut was introduced during Trump's presidency in September 2018, its roots go back to previous administrations, constantly upgraded to stay ahead of any threat. The Beast is no lightweight. Weighing in at a hefty 8 to 10 tons, this car is basically a rolling castle. But what's the use of all that weight if it can't back it up? Well, this bad boy's got armor plating that's 8 inches thick, with a floor designed to withstand bomb blasts. And the windows? Forget about your average shatter-resistant glass. These 5-inch thick windows can stop a .44 Magnum bullet. The only thing that'll crack those windows is a 200-ton wrecking ball, and even that might just make the limo angry. But let's get into the real Bond-style stuff. This car is practically a mobile war room. If a hostile enemy decides to roll up, it's equipped with smoke screens and door handles rigged to give anyone brave, or foolish enough to touch them, a jolt of 120 volts. Who needs a security guard when the car can handle the dirty work? Need to get rid of a tail? Just lay down an oil slick and watch the enemy go spinning out of control. It doesn't stop there. There's also a pump-action shotgun, rocket-powered grenades, night vision equipment, and tear gas grenades ready to make any attacker's day way worse. And while you're thinking this thing is one step away from becoming a transformer, let's not forget about the practical side of things. In the event of a chemical attack, the Beast can seal itself up tighter than a drum, with an oxygen supply piping fresh air into the hermetically sealed cabin. Oh, and if you're thinking of taking a flat tire for a test drive, think again. Those tires are designed to keep going for miles, even if they're flat. But don't expect to win any drag races. Getting from 0 to 60 takes a leisurely 15 seconds, which, let's face it, is probably all you need when you're dealing with a convoy of support vehicles. Secret arsenal and life-saving features. Speaking of support, the Beast doesn't just protect the president, it preps for the worst. Inside, there's a supply of blood that matches the president's type, because you never know when you'll need a transfusion in the middle of a high-speed chase, right? The limo also travels with its own emergency oxygen supply, and with enough room for up to 7 people, the president's never too far from essential staff, including a military doctor. That's right. If anything goes down, you've got a team of experts riding shotgun. And if you think that's all just a bit too much, let's talk about communication. The Beast is basically a mobile control center. Soundproof? Check. But don't worry, the outside world is still within reach. The exterior microphones pick up all the outside noise, and speakers inside make sure the president is always in the loop. And when it comes to sending the really important messages, the Beast has top-of-the-line tech to communicate with other specialized vehicles in the motorcade. Oh, and just in case things get really dicey, the president can even launch nuclear weapons from inside. Yeah, that's right. When it comes to the protection of the U.S. president, the Beast is just the beginning. This car is the heart of an unpredictable motorcade designed to make sure no one is ever 100% certain about the president's exact location. There are at least 2 identical Beasts, each with matching registration plates, in every motorcade. Why? To confuse attackers, of course. You can try all you want to figure out which limo is carrying the president, but with decoys everywhere, you're never going to be sure. Now that's some serious cloak and dagger stuff. And when it comes to pulling off a massive show of power, President Joe Biden's inauguration motorcade took things to another level. Imagine 7 beasts rolling down the road. But let's face it, with so many armored vehicles, it might have looked like a parade of paranoia. And trust me, the beast gets upgrades, because security's a never-ending game of one-upmanship. Cadillac One gets revamped every few years, and while the limo itself might be valued at $1.5 million, the research and development budget for Donald Trump's 2018 Beast, a staggering $15 million, for a car that only gets about 4 miles to the gallon. So yeah, gas is extra, and it's not exactly going to be cheap when you've got a motorcade of 50-plus vehicles to fuel up. When the presidential limo faces its own obstacles. As if the Beast needed any more drama surrounding its legendary reputation for safety and secrecy, there's been more than one close call that's tested the limits of this rolling fortress. Take, for instance, the 2017 incident in Missouri, where a car appeared to ram into former President Trump's Beast, speeding out of the woods just as the motorcade passed. Now, anyone who's ever tried to catch a glimpse of the Beast on the move probably thought they were witnessing a full-on high-speed chase. But no, the truth behind the scene was more pedestrian. Officials later claimed it was just a case of a car with malfunctioning brakes. Still, Beast spotters, yes, these people actually exist and dedicate their time to spotting the Beast, were out in full force, filming the entire event on their smartphones. I can only imagine how disappointed they were when they found out it wasn't some sort of covert attack, but rather an automotive malfunction. But hey, the internet has a way of making even malfunctioning brakes seem like the plot of the next action movie. And then there was the time President Obama's Beast hit a little snag while exiting the U.S. Embassy in Dublin, Ireland. The sound of a loud bang echoed through the streets when the underside of the limo hit the ramp, causing a brief moment of chaos. U.S. officials, of course, were quick to step in and deny that Obama was inside the vehicle, dismissing the mishap as a spare limo. Sure, a spare limo can just randomly get stuck while a real limo rolls smoothly, right? Classic case of the limo being at fault, not the person driving it. Parking the Beast also isn't without its own set of challenges. In 2009, one unfortunate driver found himself in the midst of a tight parking situation outside Downing Street, the UK's Prime Minister's residence. Imagine a massive 18-foot-long presidential limo trying to fit into a space that would barely accommodate a Mini Cooper. The driver's attempted 3-point turn quickly escalated into a 5-point turn, much to the amusement of the media and onlookers. For a car that can take a bullet and survive chemical attacks, it sure struggles when it comes to squeezing into a parking spot. And this all begs the question, with all the headaches that come with driving the Beast through tight spots and potential attack scenarios, why even risk it? Well, as the saying goes in Secret Service circles, no motorcade is the safest motorcade. That's right. Sometimes the best option is to skip the convoy altogether. To avoid any unplanned drama, agents prefer to limit motorcade rides to 30 minutes or less. Beyond that, the president has Marine One, the famous helicopter, ready to swoop in and fly him to safety. And if that doesn't cut it, there's always Air Force One, the president's flying fortress. Because, let's be honest, if there's one thing the president doesn't need, it's the hassle of a stuck limo or a car with faulty brakes getting in the way. Which world leader's vehicle do you think could rival the Beast's security? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and we'll dive into them in future videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more mind-blowing facts.